Hey, yo, black man, what's happening? Peace. Now, what you're looking at on the screen is what I call high caliber, right? Now, I'm not talking about the dudes. Now, what you're looking at is what I call high quality. And one thing that a lot of black men don't realize is your woman represents you. A lot of you dudes, man, you're out here with these low quality Johns and it's nasty, man. A lot of black men, listen, let's keep it a stack. You guys are bottom feeders. You guys are it reminds me of the Black Ops 1 perk, man. Scavenger, man. You guys are scavengers, man. You're like a vulture. You eating off a dead carcass, you know what I'm saying? You guys are just happy to get whatever you can get. And it's disgusting. You know, dudes like that you have to separate yourself from, man, because a lot of guys don't mind just scurrying through the garbage. Listen, me, I'm not scurrying through the garbage. Me, I have practiced self-discipline. I'd rather just be alone if I can't have something nice. Listen, where I'm from, we call it arm candy. You feel me? You guys don't like having arm candy. You're just worried about a big ass. And so you'll sacrifice everything else for a big ass. And you, let's keep it a stack. That big ass be stink. Let's keep it a stack, man. Them chicks don't even know how to wipe their ass properly, man. You gotta teach them, and it's sad that you gotta teach them that sometimes. But I'm okay. I'm cool. But let me also talk about something too, right? You see the caliber of the chicks, right? Again, no tattoos, no tattoos. They're not dressed scantily clad. You feel me? Attractive, slim. You feel me? Smiling. Maybe you could say she's wearing makeup. You know, whichever ones are probably wearing makeup. I don't know. I really don't care. But again, natural, no lashes. You know, yeah, some of them have nails, but they have regular nails, just painted regular nails. You know what I'm saying? Again, that presentation is nice. It's just it's you would be happy to be out in public with that. You feel me? But see, a lot of black men, you like those 2 a.m., 3 a.m. creeping down the alley type Jones. You know what I'm saying? But then look at the brothers. Now, of course, it's that one guy who's maybe Asian or he's white or he's a white Asian. Um, the other three brothers, again, look at those guys, the caliber. Now, I'm not talking about the stats, anything like that. I'm not talking about the Tyrone. Like, no, 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 no. I'm talking about the presentation. Look at how these brothers are dressed. Look at how they're groomed. Look at how these guys are. God, I hate I hate to sound red pilled, man. Maintain frame. But look at these dudes, man. You can't again, and I'm not saying you have to look like these guys, but what I'm saying is your presentation matters, bro. You're not gonna get something high quality, especially high quality and not black, and you look dusty. Let's keep it a stack. A lot of you brothers, man, you got low standards. And I made plenty of videos telling dudes to increase their standards. And I will say, if you are around guys, if you have communication with guys who do not have standards on par with yours, man, separate yourself. I'm not saying you got to cut dudes off, but separate yourself, man. You should be somebody who's hard to get in touch with, because the reality is those simps and those Tyrones, see, at least Tyrone has somewhat of a higher standard than the simp. The simp, oh my god, oh my god. See, I'm glad that where I'm at mentally, I keep it a stack, dude. I'm ahead of a lot of dudes mentally. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about the 10% versus the 90%. The reality is those simps in the 90%. Listen, those guys are bottom feeders, man. Scavengers running through the garbage, man. 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the funny thing about it too. When you have that high self-esteem, when you have that self-confidence, when you have the image to go with your self-confidence, when you carry yourself a certain way, you present yourself a certain kind of way, man, it does make those simps feel some kind of way because they understand, yo, I'm not gonna be able to get to that level. I have had simps tell me lower my standard. For what? What do I gain from lowering my standard? Some quick access to what? Low quality? Dude, it's like, keep it a stack. For somebody who doesn't have money, are you gonna listen to somebody who doesn't have money tell you, oh, um, STK tastes just like Outback Steakhouse? Now, I'm not saying Outback Steakhouse isn't good, but listen, you don't have the kind of money that would afford you to eat at STK. You don't have the kind of money that would afford you to eat at five-star restaurants. But let's say somebody, they do have the money to eat at five-star restaurants, and it's not because it's a special occasion. This is what they do on a regular. They eat at Ocean Prime. They eat at Fogo de Chao. They eat at STK and Ruth Chris on a regular. They eat at Benihana on a regular. So if all you can get is Outback Steakhouse once every 3 months, I'm not listening to you about fine dining. I'm not listening to you about good eats. You feel me? I'm not listening to you about quality food, right? Because as you move up in life, as you build yourself, and I'm not even talking finances, dude. If you just get your body right, you get your mental right, you get your spirit in order, and along with your finances, you're gonna want something better. See, the reason why a lot of black men don't want better is because they're doing bad. Why do you think? Stop. Let me stop. The reason why a lot of dudes don't want a high caliber chick is because they're doing bad. That's why these guys will be, somewhere in the trenches messing with married chicks. Like, and then these guys will argue with married chicks, man. What? I'm telling you, man, the simps are like the worst batch of black men they gotta be, man. And again, Tyrone, at least with Tyrones, they don't really complain too much. It's the simps who do all the complaining. Even when the Tyrones get bad deals, they don't really complain. Like they kind of just roll through it, man. It's the simp who complains, and it's like, dude, you're complaining because you're accepting low quality. No one's forcing you to. But I told you, dudes, you need semen retention to break away. That's why the psyop is to make the simps, frustrated, angry. And it's so funny because from the outside looking in, right? When you look at these simps with these low quality chicks and how the chick will run game on a simp, it's it's sad, man. And then you got old simps coaching young simps. But see, hold on. Let me get to it though. See, those same simps, what you're looking at these chicks, right? High quality. And again, to attract a chick like that on those levels, you got to be a man of a high caliber, a man who's coming with good value, a man who has nice presentation. See, this is what you guys get right here. You feel me? And you can say, "Oh man, you hate black women." No, I don't. I don't hate black women. I'm just saying this is what most guys are getting. See, me, when I was still trying to date black women who I went after, now, if she dressed like this when she's not around me, or before I met her, or after I met her, that's on her. While she was with me, I would never mess with a chick like any of these chicks right here on the screen. Never. Never. Even when I went out to parties and I never went clubbing, but I went to a lot of house parties, high school and college, and chicks were always dressed like this, man. I don't look for women like that. I don't attract women like that. But you simps, I bet you simps are looking at this picture right now thinking, oh man, they look way better than the last chicks. Oh yeah, man, that's a 9. Oh yeah, man, that's an 8. But see, like I said, black men, you have low standards. Look at this. Fake hair, caked up faces, lashes, wigs, weaves, tattoos, scantily clad. Like these chicks look like they ready to get fucked after the party. You know what I'm saying? Or after the club. long nails. I mean, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. A lot of you dudes, you see this man, you get excited to bring that back home, and guess what? You can be a low vibrational dude, man, and bag this. And actually, this is the funny part. These kind of chicks right here, they're going for Tyrone only. The simps don't even get this, and this isn't even high quality, dude. This is like a 5 at best. And honestly, the best looking chick is probably the one in the middle or the one on the far left with the purse in her hand. The rest, kind of cool off of, right? But that just goes to show my taste in chicks. I know what you black men be thinking about. Oh man, she gotta have ass. Oh man, she gotta have some ass, man. Yo, what? Ass be big and be stink at the same time. So a lot of you dudes, man, like I said, I know what I'm into. And the guys in the 10%, see, even if the guys who listen to my content now aren't the 10%, when I step outside, and it doesn't matter where I've lived in America, I've lived in a lot of places, but I have seen and I have met these guys who are part of the 10%. The 10% already know what's good. When we look at this, we like, nah. We like, nah. When the simp look at this, he get excited. You feel me? When a simp look at this, he get excited. When I look at this, I'm just like, nah. And it doesn't matter if she's black or she's white or she's Latina or she's, I mean, I tell you dudes, don't even, you know what I'm saying, mess with this, because guys who are the 10%, even when you are put together, this is the funny part. Even when you get the money right, you get the finances right, you get your body right, mental right, spirit right, you create a solid foundation. These options aren't even available to you. It's funny, as you do better, the options get worse. And it's like the worse you're doing, the better the options are. That's how you know you're part of the 10%, because that's the psyop that's ran on you. But you realize the moment you go somewhere else and you talk to non-black women and you go out the country and you realize, damn, the caliber of chicks I can get is better. See, it takes time to work yourself out that mindset of accepting low quality. I mean, we were all there at one point, but me personally, I can say I have accepted low quality, but it's not like something I got used to. I mentioned before how the few times I did it, it hurt my self esteem, and it takes so long to rebuild your self esteem and your self confidence that I've learned to just stay away from low quality options that's going to hurt my self esteem. Could you imagine? And me, this is just me personally, right? Could you imagine approaching one of these 5 chicks and you get turned down? You're like, what? You, listen, from the first picture, I'd rather get turned down for one of those 4 females. You feel me? Because at least that's what I actually want. I don't even want what you see in this picture right here. You feel me? Like, I wouldn't go out my way to approach and to get turned down. Now, hold on. To get turned down and they turn their noses up at you. You know, at least when it comes to a lot of these black chicks, you know, the average ones and the below average ones have the worst attitude, stinkest attitude, crappiest personality, man. But these simps, again, the simps get worse than this. The simp can't even get this in her prime. You got to get this when she's 35, 40, 42. Come on, simp. And you feel me? And let me talk about the presentation real quick, and I'll end this one off, right? When it comes to these chicks right here you see on the screen, listen, you can pull up to the club with your pants sagging, Air Force Ones, you got your J's on, you know what I'm saying? A Mary t-shirt, BB Simon belt, you got dirty freeform locks, you know what I'm saying? Or you got locks that haven't been retwisted in 9 months. You could look dusty, and as long as you have on a chain, fake, a watch, fake. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even need nothing real for real. I'm like, come on, man. Those chicks in the first picture, that's too much for a simp and a Tyrone to get at because first of all, man, your presentation, you look nasty. You simps be out here, you know, just bad, dude. I'm not even saying you gotta have the flyest gear. You don't even need fly gear, dude. You just need to have a good presentation. Like I said, you simps be out of shape. You look bad. You look dusty, crust all up in your eyes, man. Your teeth is bad. Your hairdo is bad. I'm like, you Sims got to get it together, man. You stuck in the basement somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying is, man, increase your standard. But like I said, I make the content for the 10% anyways. The 10%, listen, when I go out in public, I see black men with that caliber. Go back to that first picture, man. I see black men with that caliber. And when I see those brothers, man, I always salute them because I know what it took to get yourself to that mindset. I understand the grind. You feel me? And yo, when you put in that work, that's the kind of reward you deserve, black man. You don't deserve. You don't look at this, man. Come on, come on, bro. That's the listen. And I'm speaking from the perspective of someone who actually did it before. I've put in the work. I've done all that self improvement, and you're telling me after all that self improvement, this is the best you can get, dude. I don't even like chicks with tattoos. Most of those chicks in this picture got tattoos. Probably the two who I pointed out that's somewhat decent might not have tattoos from at least maybe they can't be seen. But I mean, bro, come on. Scantily like bro, these are the same chicks who go to the club and get bust down afterwards. And I'm not saying the chicks in the first picture couldn't do the same thing too. They could be on the same timing, but the reality is just keep it a stack, dude. The presentation is a lot better. A lot better. Like those chicks, listen, keep it a stack. When you look at those chicks in the first picture, it can open up doors for you. It can open up opportunities for you, man, that you couldn't do on your own because you're a black man or simply just because you're a man. Women are like the queens on the chessboard. They can move in any direction, dude. They can get you in places that you couldn't get yourself into just because she's a woman. And let alone she's an attractive woman. You understand how much pull you have. You understand of how much attention you grab, especially when you're a black man. You got an attractive Latina, you got an attractive white woman or an attractive Asian woman on your arms, bro. Listen, you draw a lot of attention. People want to know. I'm not saying on some celebrity stuff, but people want to know who you are and what you do. That right there will open up doors for you. Man, you take this into a function or a meeting or a business party or something, man, dudes gonna laugh at you. You feel me? Like, hey, a chick having a big butt is no issue, but you got the ass cheeks hanging all out. Like, come on, man, cover that up. Like the weave and the stuff, like, man. Anyways, like I said, I make the content for the 10%. You feel me? This is not for the average simp. Okay? You simps on my channel, get out of here, man. I don't make content for you. Keep scurrying through the garbage. Keep on looking for your 2 out of 10. Keep on getting disrespected by your 3 out of 10. And go somewhere else, man. You feel me? Anyways, black man, I'm out. Peace.